cute little bowl that's made out of ceramic, white ceramic. Where else do you see that? Spyderco cube bowl. Let's compare sizes now, guys. Let's zoom in and show you exactly what this baby is like. Okay, here's a Spyderco Chaparral. Just love the Chaparral almost as much. Here's an interesting take from Ed Schemp, designer for Spyderco, called the Spyderco Bowie. Okay, here we have the Capara, and here we have the tiny Spyderco Native Chief, dominating everybody. Give you an indication. The cube bowl is a small knife. Okay. Once all the Spideys leave the room, I'm going to show you a knife by another maker that's very, very popular these days, and it has been for some time now. Is a Benchmade Bug Out. I used to joke that my Spyderco Patata was the fastest blowing knife. That's until I met the Benchmade Bug Out, guys. It just zings out. Alright, so it gives you an indication of size. As you can tell, the cube bowl is a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter in the blade, it's a lot shorter in dimensions in general, but it's broader as well. Alright, let's look at the thickness of the two knives. So it's more stout over here, stouter, and thicker overall. A little bit heavier construction. So let's go to the specs real quick. The overall length is 6.59 inches, which is 167 millimeters. The closed length is 3.84, quite compact. My palm is about 4 inches, or 4 inches. I used to think that. This is kind of proving it. 98 millimeters in the closed length. The thickness is 3 millimeters, which is 0.118 inches. Okay. The blade length is 2.75, which is about 70 millimeters. The edge length, quite short at 2.2 inches, which is 56 millimeters. The handle is G10, okay? Ball bearing, ceramic ball bearing lock. The steel is VG10, that very good steel made in Japan, in Sakai City, Japan. Okay, that cutlery city in Japan that I wish I could one day visit it. The weight is 3.4 ounces, 96 grams. Okay, you can put the clip. The clip is deep carry. That deep carry wire clip that we've come to love from Spyderco. It disappears in your pocket. It looks like it's a pen in the city. It's not gonna scare anybody until it's ready for business. Hopefully, it still doesn't scare anybody once it's ready for business. But you know what I mean. G10 lanyard hold, which in my experience removes some elegance from these beautiful Spyderco blades. The pivot is showing you the elegant side again. You don't see the screw head. You see like what looks like a pin. You have a pin over here as well, another pin here, which is a screw head on the other end, and the same screw is sharing the lanyard's attachment. So that's the overall construction. Solid back spacers, stainless steel back spacers here. You don't have flow throughs. Just the design doesn't allow it. Hopefully we can get to see, probably not. But this is skeletonized. Let me get a light in here, one sec. If you see those holes in the handle, those have been made to remove weight from the knife that you don't need. Okay, how's it comfort in hand? Has a comfort in hand. It's quite good. We'll get there. But I just wanted to touch on the fact that Spyderco should always chamfer these squares, these corners a little bit more. Make them rounder, please. All right. So the cue ball. What do we have here? Eric Glesser design. Quite short, quite small. A knife that is intended, in my experience, strictly for holding it, for landing on the choil. Yes, you could come down here. You can. The handle is long enough. I have large hands, by the way. I'm beginning to run out of room, though, and there's a lot of open air in the back. More thickness here, less thickness here, and this is where your hand is thinner, so you need more support that you don't have unless you come to the jaw. If you come to the choil, you're home. You're really home. Okay. So the blade is a Wharncliffe. If you notice, it comes all the way down to the tip here and then comes back straight up to the choil. So this is a Wharncliffe. It's a straight edge, straight design. Compare that to the chaparral. See how the edge comes up? See that difference there? Compare that to the Capera, which is a more gradual edge approach, and it still sweeps up. Okay. Wharncliffe will allow you to pierce material, so pierce a box, pierce a plastic bottle, get into tight spaces, and come up in the blade like this, and really nick things up in this manner. It's really easy to do with this type of folding knife and blade steel. Sorry, not blade steel, but blade design. Really easy. The Wharncliffes will always give you an accelerated cut as you come down on something you're trying to cut, like this. Since it's straight somehow, and I don't know all the physics behind it, but since it's so straight, you don't lose engagement on the material as you're cutting. So on a blade that goes up, as you pull it, you lose engagement because the edge is going up, and you're trying to pull, so it's going away from the material. This is the exact opposite. And Michael Janich, the martial arts expert that works for Spyderco and designs a number of the designs like the Jijimbo, talks about this. Straight blade will give you an accelerated cut as you pull. And then the tip, God forbid, you know, the tip will be there to finish it off. I don't know why I said God forbid, but what I meant to say is it's just a mean tip, guys. It's a mean tip. You know, whatever you're cutting, please be careful. Don't cut yourself. Hello. With that tip, because it's kind of in the way. It will cut. It means business. Okay. Enough blabbering. Let's talk about some of the other, more fun elements. So how's the action? Let's see. Let's deploy it. Relatively quick, but it's not a knife that will be super fun to deploy. It's just the way the handle and the round hole, the way it's placed is for my large hands. I wish it would be more comfortable if it was up here, but on a small knife, it's kind of a reach to come down and then pull. But if you do it the elegant way, oof, it's just pure joy, guys. When you begin to deploy the cue ball and you close your eyes, it stops sooner than you would expect it to stop at. Normally, somehow, Spydercos, when you use the round hole to open, they travel longer. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but it does to me. This stops the travel a lot sooner, and it locks into place a lot sooner than most of the other Spydercos. So it has a unique feel to its deployment. But you just gotta stress, once you're in there, it's just so comfortable. This is you're mated to this design for life. It's never going to go away. It's just so good. Okay. How's the retention in the handle? It's pretty good. Similar to what you would get in a backlock. Okay, pretty good. How's the centering? Quite perfect. All right. And that's about it. How's the clip retention? Pretty good as well. Excuse me. Okay, so after covering the action, I think I only have one topic to talk about, and that is this kind of fugly end to the butt here. I wish it was a little bit rounder, or if you're not gonna make it round, just make it pointy, but define the point. Don't give me 2 points. It's kind of weird the way it ends over there. Okay, don't know if they're trying to make room for the lanyard for the pocket clip screw here, but it seems a little bit unfinished in that area. Okay, so Eric Glesser, excellent design, sir. I wish you continue producing excellent blades. It's my understanding that you sort of took over from the day-to-day operations from your father, although I remain to see, and I keep seeing Charles Glesser designs popping up here and there. You know, here's another Eric Glesser blade. This is the much larger Manix Xl. You see a signature in both blades there, and just look at the size differences. But it gives you an indication of the variety that Mr. Glesser, Eric, can come up with. This is a full-on, heavy-duty, much larger blade. Okay, and this is a small EDC for the city. That's also very capable. The amount of cutting that you can get on this smaller blade is unbelievable. So great job. I'm impressed. Obviously, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be reviewing it. Thanks for joining me.